Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to our 6th episode of a swimming podcast. If you're new here, I'm Kate, and every week I talk with different people who have positively impacted the sport of swimming. If you like any form of swimming technology, this podcast is for you. Today, our guest is one of the founders of a swim tech company, Phlex. We're going to talk about his swimming career, his company, and their products coming out soon, the Phlex EDGE. With that said, let's get our special guest, Ryan Rosenbaum, on the show. Ryan, thank you for taking time to talk to me on my podcast today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's fun to jump on, and I appreciate the exposure that you're bringing to the sport of swimming.
Thank you. I'm really excited you're here. So let's first talk a little about your swimming career. Can you tell the listeners a little about it?
Yeah, so I grew up swimming in South Florida. My home pool is the Swimming Hall of Fame in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, wow.
And I actually learned how to swim at the age of 4. And I kind of just jumped into it, and I got dragged to practice for a while. I wasn't really crazy about the sport. My mom was always dropping me off after after school, and I just wasn't really enjoying it. But then eventually, when I was 12 or 13, it eventually clicked, and I started competing at workouts, and I had a really cool training group that I got to compete with, and I slowly started to see improvement in my swimming. And I basically just made my way through the ranks of age group swimming. I got my sectionals cuts, juniors cuts, nationals cuts, Olympic trials, and then I got recruited to the University of Florida, which is known as one of the hardest training programs in the world for swimming. And so I swam at the University of Florida for 3 years. I did, we went to all the SEC championships. We won SECs every year that I was there. And once I left competitive swimming in the collegiate sense, I kind of joined masters swimming and open water swimming, and then I've kind of been hanging out doing the masters grind ever since.
Yeah, so you said there's a lot of, obviously Florida's known for those tough workouts. Is there one that sticks out to you, being one of the toughest ones?
Oh, for sure. Right off the top of my head, this is what every single U.S. graduate can tell you is, over the summer, we go straight up long course training. Greg Troy is a very old school coach. He likes to do some pretty intense distances. The workout that we would always do is 20 times 400 freestyle.
Oh my gosh.
Long course. And they were always on 5 minutes. And the plan was descend 1 to 4 for all 20. And it was basically just a bloodbath in the middle of the pool. I mean, people are either barely trying to hit the interval, or you have some of the studs like Lofty, and at the time there was Connor Dwyer, Peter Vanderkay, all these guys training there. Some of those guys would be dropping like sub 4 minute 400s at the end of their descent. So yeah, that was definitely one of the ones that sticks very fondly in my memory.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, Ryan Lochte, Connor Dwyer were all there. Did they push you harder so you were able to achieve more and just be able to work harder?
I would say so, for sure. One of the cool things is that they're definitely like very human people. They definitely make you feel normal on the pool deck. You could be next to Ryan Lochte, Olympic gold medalist, but you could be in the middle of, I have a fond memory of doing 2400s, and I was in Lochte's lane, and he's leading the entire time, and then I think he may have pushed to like number 15 too hard or something like that. And number 16, he was dead. He was completely dead. And I remember passing him on number 16. I was like, holy crap, we're about to finish up this huge set, and I'm passing Ryan Lochte, and he's just kind of like done. And so, it gives you the confidence and gives you kind of the mindset of like, these are just normal guys. I mean, we all train super hard. We all commit completely to it. And, when you're passing an Olympic gold medalist at the end of a huge 8,000 meter workout, it definitely makes you feel good.
Yeah, for sure. That gives you a lot of confidence. So you said you're swimming master swimming right now?
Yeah. I joined U.S. Masters Swimming right out of college. The 2016 U.S. Masters Nationals was my first meet.
Oh, wow. What's the biggest difference between master swimming and obviously either college or club swimming?
I would say master swimming is kind of like bringing it back. If anybody listening has experience of early age group time period, basically like 10 to 13 or 14. Basically, age group swimming isn't crazy competitive, and you're like looking down the lane, all this stuff. You're just kind of having fun. I mean, hanging out at a pool, maybe you're like playing some games with your friends, whatever. That's kind of how I would explain masters, just in a more adult form. So you're not being forced to get to the pool at a certain time and do warm up and do all this kind of stuff. It's kind of just nonchalant. Oh, I think I have a race today. Once you're done with your race, you're planning out where to go to dinner. You're planning out some of the cool sites to see when you're traveling. It's basically a more social aspect of. It basically becomes slightly competitive swimming versus full-on competitive swimming.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a lot of fun.
Yes, definitely. I wouldn't leave it anymore. I'm stuck. I'm in it.
Okay, so let's now talk a little bit about Phlex. So,
Yeah.
Do you just want to describe the company and maybe like your mission statement?
Yeah, for sure. So when I was actually at the University of Florida, myself and three of my teammates, we all started a company called Phlex.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically stemmed from the fact where we were in the middle of, UF workouts, and we're all very technology savvy guys. And after workouts during winter training, came home and it was just like, I don't think anybody in the pool really understood the purpose of what we were doing today. We're grinding in the pool, we're doing some crazy yardage, and nobody really understood the purpose. It was quantity over quality. And so our thing was, why, even though the coaches obviously have to back up their workouts, they don't necessarily understand what's going on with the specific athlete. And there's not really a way to have specific analytics on that athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And being a college swimmer in D1 with such a big program as the University of Florida, you look around and if the runners have their chest heart rate monitors and their wrist-worn trackers, and their cycling team has the same thing, and we don't have any technology at all. Coaches have a stopwatch, and we check our heart rate by taking our pulse from our neck. So we basically set out to bring kind of our technology savvy side to, the passion that we have, which was swimming. And we started Phlex. And Flex's statement is we want to bring innovative technology to the sport of swimming. But beyond that, it's basically bringing free education and, the promotion of activity to swimmers, making swimming feel a lot less intimidating than it did for us growing up, as well as the fact is obviously taking environmentally friendly, conscious decisions as a business and just trying to grow the sport overall. We want to bring swimming into the limelight and bring much more of a spotlight to it, the same way that you are with the podcast.
Yeah, I agree 100% with what you said about finding a purpose to your set, because every time I'm going in for a workout, I like looking for that purpose. When did you start Phlex?
So Phlex was officially founded in 2015.
Okay.
But I would say it was a pretty slow start, honestly, because none of us necessarily had a lot of business background. We're obviously, 20-year-olds coming out of college, still in the UF swim program. And so we basically started being, let's do some of the entrepreneurship stuff at the University of Florida. So we joined the business school, we did some of the business plan competitions, and then that basically started proving our idea. It was, oh yeah, we're actually onto something. This is something that, swimmers want because we know it. It's something feasible to create considering, how advanced technology has gotten and how tiny and lightweight and everything's gotten these days. So, we founded the company in 2015, and I wouldn't say we necessarily started fully developing the idea and product until about 2017.
Okay, so 2017. I looked at the Phlex EDGE, and it looks really, really interesting. Can you just explain it a little more?
Yeah, for sure. So what I would say is basically the Phlex EDGE is the ultimate swimming fitness tracker. The same way that if you look at the technology market right now, there are fitness trackers, and these fitness trackers also have what we consider marketing terms that say that they're made for swimmers. That's, the Apple Watch being waterproof and being able to track like distance and stuff. Same thing with a few other companies out there. But nobody is specifically catering their trackers to swimmers. And from our standpoint, swimmers are, we're not just a marketing term. We're a whole sect of the community of activity out there where, we need our specifics of laps and heart rate and stroke count and, stroke recognition, all this kind of stuff. So that's kind of what we did with the Edge. All these trackers are worn on the wrist or chest straps for heart rate. And we said, we don't want to be so obtrusive. Every swimmer out there knows that if you're swimming a long freestyle set and you have even something wrong with a shoulder or something's happened on one part of your body, you're completely thrown off. You're off balance. So by having a watch on one hand, we were like, that's not going to make any sense for a competitive swimmer all the way down to recreational. So we designed the Edge. The Edge is a goggle-worn fitness tracker. So you actually thread your goggle strap through the front of the Edge. It fits on your temple, and the kind of technology that's involved in it is basically heart rate. So it can take highly accurate heart rate off of your temple And then it also has all the high-tech sensors these days where we can basically relate what stroke you're doing, what workout you're doing, what your set looked like, what your pace was, all the way down to some very nitty-gritty details like kicks off the wall and how long it took you, in and out of a flip turn, that kind of stuff. So we can really parse a lot out of it. And what I would say is one of the biggest strengths is that it's founded by swimmers. It's made by swimmers. It's not just like Apple throwing stuff swimming. It's swimmers understand what we need, and you might as well take some swimmers to build that out.
Where can swimmers buy this? So I can make sure to put the link in the description or just check it out because I know it is on pre-order, but where can they check it out?
Yeah, exactly. So right now you can go to our website, flexswim.com. It's all one word. And we're taking pre-orders right now. We expect to be shipping by mid-April, mid to end of April. And we are, starting off because we did a crowdfunding campaign in the team. So we're first getting those units to our crowdfunding campaign, and then we're getting it out to all the teams and elite level swimmers out there and all the recreational pools out there.
Is this intended for, I guess, a team to buy in bulk, or like you just said, individual athletes getting this?
Yeah, we've actually basically built this out conceptually for any swimmer. One of our biggest things that we push as a brand identity is that you could be a random fitness swimmer doing, a 500 in a local pool, and you can put them one lane over from, one of our good friends like Caleb Dressel, who's an Olympic, medalist and all this kind of stuff. And that doesn't necessarily make the recreational swimmer less of a swimmer than Caleb Dressel. So we basically wanted to cater to just swimmers in general. We don't want this to be elite or competitive or whatever. So we've basically built a good amount of benefits and features into the product that can affect all types of swimmers, all segments. So it's made where if one swimmer in an age group team environment had an edge, it's not going to be cumbersome to the coach. It's not going to bother practice. They can just wear it and review everything afterwards. At the same time, if an entire team buys in, or if you have a large group that all has edges, it works perfectly and it integrates with coach, and coach can understand how you're working out. Taking that outside of competitive swimming for a recreational swimmer, it will give all the analytics that they want. It keeps you in touch with your heart rate while you're training, so you understand if you're in like the fat burning zone or if you're trying to get your heart rate up. It'll give you, proper laps, distance, calories, and all of your stroke recognition throughout the swim. So yeah, we basically positioned it for all swimmers.
Yeah, that's great. And also for triathletes, I think this is going to be another great piece of technology for them to use while they're training, besides the Apple Watch or maybe both.
Yeah, exactly. Well, triathletes is one of the big areas where they love their technology. They love all these different types of sensors, and if we can bring them another type of accuracy in terms of their metrics, whether it be heart rate that they're not getting from their Garmin watch, that kind of stuff, or stroke recognition, that's exactly what we want to bring to them.
Exactly. Well, you sold me. So guys, you heard it already. I'll put the link down below and make sure to go check it out and maybe pre-order it. So you mentioned that obviously there's the Apple Watch, Garmin, and you already talked a little bit about what stands out for you. But as a company, there's so many companies, especially swimming too. We have the big brands, Speedo, Tier, Arena, Finis coming up soon. What stands out for in the swimming world besides just the Phlex EDGE?
Yeah, honestly, I would say these days it comes down to who's genuine enough. In the past, it's always been, we're all very aware of what Speedo's been able to do, having guys like Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte on their ambassador team in the past, and that's in the past before kind of like the age of social media has hit us. Basically, define the brand. You can create the laser off of Michael Phelps, you can sell it. You can create speed socks off of Michael Phelps and sell it. But these days, it's starting to get a lot more personalized. It's becoming a lot more authentic. So when you have a brand like Tier, and I'm not sure if you're aware of it, so Tier signed Cody Miller to, it was like a $7 million contract. And to be honest with you, the way I see that is it's much more of a play for a genuine personality than, beyond her accolades in the pool. It's they want to be represented by a personality. These days, the way I see it is brands are becoming more like people, and people are becoming more brands. So you want to buy into the Cody Miller brand, but you also want your brand to be humanized by Cody Miller. So If I were to choose anybody out there, I'd probably say someone like Gear because they just have so many personalities on staff. They have Cody Miller, who's also working with Phlex. He's obviously defined himself really well with his blogging. You know, they're really starting to build out kind of an interesting team of people that, you know, in the past it was kind of just names, and maybe you knew the face and the name, but you didn't necessarily know a lot about their story. And nowadays it's, you know, story comes first, and then you can kind of meet them and talk to them about it later on.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned Cody Miller is a part of Phlex. Are there any other athletes that are a part of your company?
Yeah, so we're actually working on part of our launch campaign is obviously bringing some ambassadors involved with Phlex, and it's been fairly interesting so far because obviously we know from our competitive background that we want to use this product and we design it that way, but it's even cooler once you go to the Olympic medalists and you say, hey, this is what we're doing, and they automatically are in. So we have Cody Miller is going to be working with us. We also have double Olympic silver medalist from the UK. Her name is Jazz Carlin. We have Elizabeth Beisel. We have Dara Torres. And then we have a good amount of other swimmers that we can't necessarily announce yet.
Okay.
But there's definitely a good team coming for sure.
Yeah, that's great. Here's another unique question. Why did you name it Phlex? Why did you choose the name? Because I guess when I think Phlex, I kind of think Michael Phelps. Were you kind of thinking of that, or is it just kind of a random name?
Yeah, honestly, I've gotten that question a few times before. We don't necessarily have a good answer to why Phlex. I can tell you, I'm sure anybody out there, if you ever start a business, something like that, you want to be as creative as possible.
Yeah.
And while we were starting on Phlex work, we probably spent a good 2 months trying to figure out what the name of the company would be. And, you know, it got to the point where we're delusional late at night, and we're just pointing out things. And we're going, Lamp. We should call the business Lamp. But eventually we landed on Phlex, and part of that, there is a little story behind it. But one of the founders, his name is Marcin Cieslak. He's a Polish Olympian from 2012, and he swam with us at the University of Florida. And his senior year at the University of Florida, he actually won NCAA in the 200 IM and the 100 fly. And he's a very talented swimmer, and his entire time swimming collegiately, he was always getting second. Every NCAA, he was second. He obviously was aspiring to be able to be an NCAA champion, and out of nowhere, the race, the 200 IM, when he won it, he just kind of jumped out of the water and put both of his hands up, and that picture is everyone's, and like at the University of Florida offices and stuff, and we kind of saw like this swimmer X out of it, like he was kind of making an X with his arms, and that kind of just stuck. So we were like, okay, it'd be cool to have X in our name, and you know, Phlex is a very, whether we've spelled it unconventional or not, having the X and having the TH, it's kind of, we feel like it defines the brand. Our brand is, you know, happy and playful, but still very serious and like a little bit of quirky and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Can I ask you just one more question, and then we're going to wrap it up?
Yeah.
So I always finish off a lot of my podcasts like this asking different people, what's your favorite place that swimming's taken you? I'm sure there's a lot of different places.
That's an amazing question. That's a very cool question. I don't know. Honestly, to me, there feels like there's been a few different stages to my swimming career. Like, just in terms of when you set goals growing up in swimming, and you kind of are just, you put the blinders on, and you just only think about that goal, and then once you reach that goal, you look for another one. So I would say from, like, my age group days, the coolest thing that it got me to was Olympic trials. I was always, you know, looking up random pictures of the Omaha pool with this, you know, beautiful pool built into a basketball stadium. But then once I got to college, somehow I forgot about Olympic trials, and it became SEC championships, which is, you know, arguably the most competitive swimming meet in short course yards outside of NCAA's. But then as you keep going, I would say probably masters, and you know, masters swimming has taken me all around the world. I've gone to go to Australia. I've gone to go to a bunch of different places. So it's definitely brought you to cool locations, but experientially wise, like, you know, there's definitely nothing better about being there with teammates and traveling and just being able to enjoy the fact that everybody shares this one activity, but you also get to have very cool experiences that stem from that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I think Australia was our most popular place. I remember my first guest said Australia. I think Carolyn Joyce said Spain, but I'm not sure. Thank you again for joining me on my podcast. And all the listeners, I'll remember, guys, check out Phlex Swim, check out their Instagram and YouTube channel. And yeah,
thanks so much. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. That's a wrap on episode 6. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you next week.